Namaste dear children, I am Rega. Welcome to my channel Rega's Knowledge Hub. Today we will see chapter 2, Diversity in the Living World. What do you mean by diversity in the living world? Diversity in the living world refers to the vast variety of life forms found on earth. We have a variety of different organisms, and within the same species we have different variations. We have different types of habitats. We have different communities. That is diversity. Here there is a wise saying. Wise saying is a short, clever expression that contains a piece of advice or truth. Trees stand in the sun and give shade to others. Their fruits are also for others. Likewise, good people bear all hardships and bring welfare to others. They give to others whatever they have earned. Trees stand in the sun and give shade to others. Means a tree is facing so many challenges, so many hardships, but at the same time it is giving comfort, protection to others. The fruits of trees are typically consumed by humans, animals, and other organisms. Likewise, good people will face all challenges and they will bring welfare to others. They will give happiness, health, and prosperity to other people. Whatever they have earned in their life, they will give to others. It is a pleasant morning after yesterday's refreshing rain. Dr. Raghu and Maniram Chacha, uncle, have been invited to the school by the science teacher, Madam Sulekha. So it is a pleasant morning. Pleasant means enjoyable. It is an enjoyable morning. And Dr. Raghu and Maniram Chacha, they have been invited to the school by science teacher Madam Sulekha. Madam Sulekha. Why they are invited to the school? To facilitate an exciting nature walk. Dr. Raghu is a scientist at the nearby research laboratory and Maniram Chacha is an elderly person from a nearby community. Maniram Chacha is an expert in mimicking bird calls. He is also brilliant at identifying a variety of plants and animals. Facilitate. Facilitate means what? To make something easier or simpler. So they are invited to facilitate an exciting nature walk. Dr. Raghu. Who is Dr. Raghu? He is a scientist at the nearby research laboratory. And Maniram Chacha is an elderly person from a nearby community. So, Dr. Raghu is a scientist. Maniram Chacha, he is an elderly person. Then Maniram Chacha is an expert in mimicking bird calls. He will mimic bird calls. He is also brilliant at identifying a variety of plants and animals. He can identify a variety of plants and animals. He is an expert in that. To prepare them for the nature walk, Dr. Raghu informs the students that the objective of this walk is to experience the beauty and variety of plants and animals in the nature. So, what is the objective of this walk? To experience the beauty of the nature, to see a variety of plants and animals. That is the objective of this nature walk. The students are excited to join them. They are curious to interact and learn from them. So the students, they are very eager to know about nature. They want to interact with nature. The teacher advises the students to carry a notebook, a pen and a water bottle. So they have to bring a notebook, pen and a water bottle. As they walk, they begin exploring the plants and animals around them. Exploring means they find out different types of plants and animals, their behaviors and how these plants and animals interact with each other and their environment. So they start exploring these plants and animals. Dr. Raghu advises the students to notice the variety of smells in the park and emphasizes respecting all living creatures and observing them without disturbing. So, what advice did Dr. Raghu give to the students? He advises the students to notice the variety of smells in the park. Emphasize means to highlight. So he told students to give respect to all living creatures. We are humans. We must respect all living creatures. And we must observe them without disturbing. Maniram Chacha. He tells the students to not only observe different plants and animals but also to carefully listen to different sounds. He is an expert in mimicking birds, right? So, he asked students to carefully listen to different sounds. The students come across a variety of plants including grasses, bushes and large trees. So the students they found a variety of plants including grasses, bushes and large huge trees. They also observe a variety of birds sitting on the branches of trees. Then butterflies moving from flower to flower and monkeys jumping from one tree to another. So the students found a variety of grasses, bushes and large trees. Then a variety of birds. The birds are sitting on the branches of trees. Then so many butterflies moving from flower to flower. Then the monkeys, they are jumping from one tree to another. They record their observations in their notebooks and discuss them with Dr. Raghu and Maniram Chacha. So the students they discussed their observations with Dr. Raghu and Maniram Chacha. The students can hear the chirping of birds. Dr. Raghu informs that each bird has a unique chirp. This is an example of diversity in nature. Chirp means a short, high-pitched sound, usually associated with small birds and insects. So what does Dr. Raghu inform the students? He informs that each bird has a unique chirp. That means there is diversity in nature. Dr. Raghu requests Maniram Chacha to mimic calls of some birds because he is an expert in mimicking bird calls. Maniram Chacha mimics different bird calls. The students enthusiastically start copying him. The students very happily they start copying Maniram Chacha. Have you ever observed different plants and animals around you? Share and discuss your observations with your friends and teacher. Have you observed different plants and animals around you? So if you are going for a nature walk, we can observe different plants and animals. We can notice the variety of smells. Then we must observe them without disturbing. We must respect all living creatures. Then we can carefully listen to different sounds. Each bird has its own unique chirp. Diversity in plants and animals around us. There is an activity. Let us explore and record. Plan for a nature walk with your teacher to a park or a nearby forest. While on the nature walk, observe different plants, insects, birds and other animals. Also note the weather conditions, whether it is hot, cold, windy and so on. These things you can do. And please note your observations in a notebook and discuss with your teacher. Okay. Also you can collect different types of fallen leaves or flowers and create a scrapbook. Don't pluck flowers and leaves. Just take some fallen leaves or flowers and you create a scrapbook. Take care of the plants and animals in nature. You have to take care of animals and plants in nature. Okay. Ensure that you do not disturb plants and animals in the park. Okay, you do not disturb them. Do not pluck leaves and flowers. You just take fallen leaves or flowers. Then record your observations about the features of stems, leaves, flowers and anything interesting in various plants. Some examples have been given for you in figure 2.1 and table 2.1. We will see. See here you can see some pictures. First figure is a grass. Then second picture you can see tulsi leaf. Then in third picture you can see a hibiscus flower. Next we can make a table showing observations of different plants around us. See here you have local name of the plant, then stem, leaves, shape, arrangement of leaves, flowers or any other observations and features. First you have common grass. What about the stem of a common grass? Very soft and thin. Then what about leaves? A single leaf grows alternatively from different points on the stem. Typically it has a blade-like shape, long and narrow shape. What do you mean by this? Alternate? Alternate means only one leaf is attached at each node of the stem. That is why alternative arrangement. Then what about flowers of common grass? The flowers are not so attractive. They are designed for wind pollination rather than attracting insects. So they lack bright petals. Then any other observations? Usually green leaves. They have green leaves. The next we have tulsi. What about the stem of tulsi? Hard and thin. Then what about leaves? Arrangement of a pair of leaves in the opposite directions. Okay, a pair of leaves in the opposite direction. Then in tulsi we can have pinkish or purple flowers. Then any other observations? See, they have green or purple leaves. There are a variety of tulsi plants. In Kerala we have Ram tulsi, Krishna tulsi, like that. So many varieties in this plant. Next we have hibiscus plant. Hibiscus means our shoe flower. Hibiscus. What about the stem? Stem is hard. Then what about leaves? The leaves are heart shaped or oval shaped with pointed tips. Also, what about the arrangement? The leaves are alternate, meaning they are arranged singly at different points along the stem. The flowers are very attractive, mainly red, pink, orange, yellow and white colors. Very bright colors they have. And what about the petal shape? Broad, often rounded petals that create a trumpet or funnel-like shape. Okay. Then other observations. Here for some flowers the petals are single layered, but for some flowers the petals are multi-layered. We can see both single layer and multi-layered petals in hibiscus flower. Then in the case of neem tree, what about the stem? The stem is hard and thick. Then what about leaves? The leaves have a compound structure, meaning they have multiple leaflets arranged along a central stem. Then what about flowers? Neem flowers are small and white, often clustered in large numbers. They have a bitter fragrance. Okay. Then other observations. The leaves with the smooth surfaces. They have smooth surfaces. So what similarities and differences did you find among the plants that you observed? You must have observed that plants have a variety of features such as tall or short, hard or soft stem, then different shapes of leaves and their arrangement on the stem or branches. Then what about flowers? Flowers varying in color, shape and scent. So some plants are tall, some plants are short, some have hard stem, some have soft stem. Then some leaves are different shape and different arrangement on the stem or branches. Then flowers have different shape, color, fragrance, etc. Now create a list of animals you observed during this walk or from your previous experiences. Record the places where they live, the food they eat and the ways they move around in table 2.2. Some examples have been provided for you. Next we have a table showing observations of different animals around us. So we have name of the animal, its local name, place where they live, food they eat, the way they move around, any other observations and features. See, first you have crow. The crow lives in a tree. And what food they eat? Some insects, right? The way they move around, they will fly and walk. Then carrying a twig in its beak, it can carry twigs in its beak for building nest. The next we have ants. Ants, they have nest in soil and burrow. Then what food they eat? Leaves, seeds and insects. See, these ants have how many legs? 6 legs. Okay. And these legs help them to climb, walk and even run. Okay. So, how they move around? They use their legs to climb, walk and run. See, the ants leave behind scent trails to guide other ants to food sources or the nest. See, cows are domesticated animals, right? So, mainly they live in cow sheds. Then some open grasslands. What food they eat? Grasses, leaves, etc. Okay. The cows, they have 4 legs and using these legs they walk. The cows, they spend a significant portion of their day grazing, moving slowly, right? Eating grass and leaves. What are the similarities and differences among the animals you have observed and recorded in table 2.2? You would have observed that some animals live on land while some others live on trees. Birds live on trees. Fish live in water. Then some animals like frogs live on land as well as in water. Animals also have a variety of foods they consume and movements they exhibit. So some animals live on land. For example, elephant, cow, goat, etc. They live on land. While some others live on trees. Monkeys, birds, etc. They live on trees. Then fish live in water. Then frog is an amphibian. Frog can live on both land and in water. Also, animals, they are consuming different types of food. Some animals are carnivorous, some are herbivorous, some are omnivorous. They are having different types of food, and also they exhibit different types of movements. Sketch the plants and animals observed by you in your notebook or prepare a scrapbook with leaves, flowers from different plants and feathers from animals. This activity you can do in your home. You can collect some leaves, flowers from different plants. Also you can collect some feathers. Write all the details you have gathered about them. While traveling to and from school, observe your surroundings and look out for a variety of plants and animals. Add the name of any plant or animal that you have not listed before in tables 2.1 and 2.2 that you can do. Activity 2.2, let us appreciate. Close your eyes for 30 seconds and think of one plant and one animal that you have closely observed and have appreciated very much. Now, each one of you can draw the plant and animal that you thought of on the blackboard. What are your observations about the various plants and animals that have been drawn? So close your eyes for 30 seconds and think of one plant and one animal, and then you can draw the plant and animal on the blackboard, and then you can make observations. See, in this figure you can see children drawing different plants and animals on the blackboard. How many different plants and animals did the entire class draw on the blackboard? Count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do you think that there may be many more varieties of plants and animals other than those drawn on the board? Of course, there will be more plants and animals. The variety of plants and animals found in a particular region contributes to the biodiversity of that region. Biodiversity means what? Different varieties of plants and animals living in a particular region. It forms a biodiversity of that particular region. Suppose if you consider the Arctic region, Arctic is a region of extreme cold. So, only those animals with unique adaptations can survive there. There we can see polar bears, Arctic foxes, reindeer, Arctic terns, etc. Each member in the biodiversity of a region has a different role to play. Each member in this region has a different role to play. For example, trees provide food and shelter to some birds and other animals. Then animals help in spreading seeds after eating fruits and so on. So can you think of more such examples? This shows that plants and animals are dependent on each other. So plants and animals are dependent on each other. See, trees provide food and shelter to other plants and animals. Then animals help in spreading seeds after eating fruits. These animals spread their seeds far and wide. It increases the chances of germination and survival of trees. Children, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We will see in the next video.